Hello, welcome to the Architecture Siol podcast. Stories, issues, opportunities, learnings. Today I have with me Jean. Jean, say hi.
Hi guys.
Hi to the
Yeah.
camera there. Yeah, so Jean and I met at Young Architects League, Singapore, and we were focusing, I was actually doing the committee with the, what's it called, Telegram group kind of subcom.
Yep.
And that's how I met Jean. And ever since then, I've been watching her LinkedIn or even her career progressions and quite interested to know more about her as well. So it's a journey throughout the architecture life. Yeah, say hi.
Hi everyone. Thanks for inviting me, Gabriel, for this opportunity in this podcast. My name is Jean. So actually, I'm currently helming the role as the Technical Director and also Division Head of Architecture and Planning in WSP Consultancy. Back then, I graduated from University of Technology Malaysia in 2011 and I got Bachelor of Architecture. So it's a 5-year program. Then after obtaining that degree, I came to Singapore and started my career in RSP Architects for a few years. Then after that, I embarked on my master degree in real estate. So that's where I learned about all the jargons, lexicons about, and also how to do financial modeling in real estate. So a lot of real estate securitization, as well as finance and economics. Anything that is related to real estate, you learn it in Master of Real Estate in NUS. So after that, I joined World Class Land as the developer. So there's a lot of interesting roles there. I don't just do project management. There's also a lot of dealing with the banks as well as the finance department. So mostly on securing, there's a lot of processes with land banking as well as site acquisition. So a lot of money involved. After that, I left World Class Land to actually join SIA Architects because of the opportunity to work on Changi Terminal 5. So that was, for me, a deal breaker for me to actually left the developer side to be involved in the in the national project.
It's quite a landmark project, right?
Exactly. So I thought if I don't do it, there isn't going to be another terminal aviation projects like that. So that's
not in a very long time.
Exactly. So I just left the company to join SA Architects for a few years. So back in SA Architects, I put a few hats. So I did business development lead. I was also project lead and assigning QP for a project. Then I was actually headhunted and to join Gensler. So over there, I was a project architect of a few projects as well. And then again, I was headhunted again to helm as the division head of architecture and planning in WSP Consultancy. So presently, that's where I'm working now. Also, actually, I'm wearing a few hats over there as well. Doing management role, and then you're doing a lot of business development. A lot of strategies as well to expand the company. Yeah, so the company is actually expanding at a rapid rate. So I will need to do a lot of recruitment, a lot of HR. So
yeah, I recently saw your LinkedIn hiring post.
Exactly. So it's very hard, very tough to get architects these days. Yeah.
We can talk about it later.
Yes.
The issues that you face, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so maybe for those who do not know you, maybe from the very start, from the very beginning, Jean, as a very young girl, what inspired you to become an architect? Maybe was there any, other than the airport project, leaving the developer role, what was the very first inkling that you want to try real estate or even architecture?
I think at the first 5 years of my career, I probably at that time I thought that I have reached plateau in my career. But little did I know, it's just really the beginning. So at that 5th year, I talked to myself, if I don't want to get registered, I never thought of getting myself registered at that point. So I was thinking maybe I should try real estate or MBA. At that time, it was these two, but I picked real estate because I think MBA was still a bit of investment as well. I think you would need about 70K for you to proceed to MBA. So I think with the encouragement of my friends, I tried out real estate. And oh boy, it was so much fun because you learn, I think, a lot of, I think, full spectrum of running real estate business. So architecture is just one of it. You will also deal with real estate agent, as well as developer, bankers, lawyers. So surprisingly, we don't see a lot of architects who enrolled in this course. Yeah, but architects actually play a very, very vital role in making sure that regulatory requirements are met, and then so we hold a very, very important role together with the developer. But I'm not sure why is it that this course was not popular among the architects.
Was it a module kind of thing, or can the architects actually, students can join in the module?
Yes. They can. So in my cohort, surprisingly, we do have a few engineers and architects. So we always mingle together because we don't understand the financial jargon, as compared to our other batchmates who are already bankers, like established bankers, high flyers, CEOs and CFO and MNCs. So I think at that time we have to study together, and then get a few coaches from those who were willing to help us. But it was really, really fun. I think it really opens your horizon. Yeah. So from there, you will not see yourself as just an architect. Yeah. You would see that you will want to know more. Yeah. So you probably want to know the entire supply chain of built environment. So what we are doing now is a very, very small part of built environment. Yeah.
Actually, I recommend any young architecture student, to actually explore not just in the studio but beyond the studio.
Yeah, just make friends with your real estate friends, developer, because I think there's a lot of misconception that real estate is actually just for agents. So it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, this is a very, very. I think there's a lot of modules that is very beneficial for us. I would say items like real estate economics, I think real estate law, all the legal requirements, because the lecturers that were brought in were all like lawyers and all that, so people who are quite established in the discipline. Yeah. So I would feel that I think if the young architect is interested to stay in this business, you gotta learn more. You cannot just learn about your guidelines, fire code, and all that.
That's the base level.
That is the base level.
Yeah, but to expand your horizons beyond just because you have any part of a small supply chain of buildings, right?
Exactly.
There's so many different aspects, so many different flows of money, information, and time that will actually generate that outcome.
Correct. Yeah. So for a person to, you see, after 10 years of practice, I would say that a lot of us would be quite accustomed or very well versed in local code, how to design building, how to prepare tender and all that. But what makes you a bit different from the rest? It's perhaps client relationship. How do you bring business to the company? How do you find the latest trend, key emerging trends and all that? Yeah. So those are the kind of people that perhaps the manager want to keep, or probably they want to groom, as the next generation leader in the company. Yeah.
Maybe you shift gears a little bit, right? Yeah. So now you're confirmed like an architect, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then now the things that you have experienced, maybe the challenges along the way, maybe you can share a little bit more about that and how you actually overcame them.
Okay, so there were a lot of interesting stories that I faced when I came to Singapore. Because I studied in Malaysia, so the degree was actually not recognized in Singapore. So there were a lot of hurdles that I faced. So one of it was I think when I came in back in 2011, 2012-ish, there was a lot of unhappiness with foreigners at that time. Yeah, so I got a lot of derogatory remarks from my ex-employer at that time. I shall not name that employer, but it was not RSP.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I think to tide through this, just have to be calm. You just have to be calm. So at that time, I was telling myself maybe I should give myself a shot. Not everyone was like that in Singapore. Yeah. So I'm glad that I stayed on and I work in a few good companies. Yeah. So these employees were local Singaporeans who are willing to train you, willing to teach you how things are run in Singapore. Yeah.
Actually, now the thing that we're looking for, right, especially for young fresh grads, it's not just the skills and also where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I guess it's more about the attitude as well as the mindset.
Yeah. So perhaps it's I would say it's the resiliency
also
and the
that, yeah.
tenacity as well. Yeah. So because all these were trained in our studio, you work very late at night, you know, I'm sure we can actually tahan a bit, you know, we can actually withstand all this remarks, because these are all noise. Ultimately, you need to know why you're here. Yeah, so for me, the objective was actually to get myself registered. But of course, along the way, in my 5th year, I thought maybe this is not for me. I should try something else. Yeah, but I think things will just change, you know. In my 10th year of practice, I'm glad that I get myself registered. So I had my regret as well. I should have got myself registered much earlier. So there's a lot of doors that was open to me once I get myself registered.
Yeah, congrats for your final
final
achievement.
Final, yes.
I think I mean, even for myself also, getting the QP is like after a long journey, of like journaling and studying for the exams, it's definitely well deserved for you and I.
Yeah.
So congrats on that. And also
Thank you.
maybe, were there any particular highlights in your career that you'd like to share today?
Sure. So when I started my field, I think the highlight of my career definitely was when I was doing Capital Green. At that time, I was pretty junior, so 5 years into the industry. And there's one time that one of my senior, actually, it was on medical leave, so I had to lead a project. I had to lead the meeting in a meeting full of really very senior people, senior developers, senior Japanese contractor. So they do have, I think, a little bit of cultural stigma against female. Yeah. So at that time, I really tried to push it. I really told them to treat me like a man. Yeah. So
you
it
actually
was
said that, you actually said that word?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Please treat me like a man. Don't treat me like a young girl.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's only one architect in that room. Yeah, and then you are the exactly. So I was the employer's rep. So really have to carry yourself like you're an adult. Yeah, don't be intimidated by all the seniors. Yeah, because you should know your code, you should know your project and contract very, very well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting because, I mean, 5 years, it took you for 5 years to get to where you are, and you can say to yourself that I'm confident, I know my stuff, I can safely say, I can tell everybody here that you can listen to me, you can trust me.
Exactly.
Right, I can imagine that before that it was a struggle. Maybe I can share a little bit more about that. Was there any cases, maybe one point in your career that you felt like, wow, this is really hard, this is very tiring?
Yes. Yeah. I think my first year definitely was pretty tough because you have to work at that time I was working in I think a medium-sized firm. So you have to work until 3 a.m. every single day, and this person doesn't really like me. This employee doesn't really like me. You can imagine that he was yelling me a lot of vulgarity. So, but you just have to make sure that you stay composed. Stay composed. Yeah. So just leave the company in I think good term. Yeah. So at that time I had to part ways because I don't think that's the culture that I want to work with. Yeah.
Yeah, because architecture industry is really very small. So I'm quite glad you actually made an effort to part ways amicably in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amicably. Amicably. So he's still in my LinkedIn. So it's a very small industry. So I think words do get around. So just have to carry yourself really, really well. Yeah.
Were there any funny incidents that happened?
Oh, okay. There were a lot of them. I think one of them is that because I like to dress up. Yeah. So even when I go to site, I put on makeups and all that. So you can see that a lot of contractors actually disallowed me to go to the site because I wear makeup.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
it's not in the rules anywhere.
It's not in the rules anywhere. So it's just telling me, okay, this is the way that I like to portray myself. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
So they didn't know that I was the architect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, until I showed them my name card, and then I was again the one and only architect, and it's a female architect. So at that time, I think 10 years ago, it was I feel that female architects were underrepresented at that point, especially in management role as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of hurdles that I had to face. I had to prove myself doubly as hard as compared to my male counterpart. So this is actually a very true story. Even until now, as I sat in meeting rooms, people will still judge me because I'm young, I am female. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I also don't dress like the normal designer. I will just wear very colorful outfits and all that. So people will see you certain ways. Yeah, they will judge you.
Just like a first impression kind of thing. But hopefully that will become less of an occurrence in the future.
Yes.
Especially after this podcast is released.
Exactly. I hope so. Yeah. So your work will actually you will prevail. Yeah. So
you will speak for yourself actually. Like for
exactly.
the work.
Exactly. So actually when I go for any other companies, I will always ask my clients to give me testimonial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they actually gave me a commendation letter. Yeah. So though that actually helped a lot in for me to jump to another company. And as well as to gain confidence from the prospective employer.
Yeah, actually a good tip for you all because after when you transfer firms, right, you definitely should ask for testimonial.
Yes.
Especially when you're on such good terms, and then they also know that you are leaving them for a good reason. Not just that you have a better pay, but they also care for you to advance your career. They want you to grow as an architect. So if the manager or boss is very nice or actually understanding, they will, right? Most of the time.
They will. They will write a really good commendation letter for you. So I was very fortunate that I had 2 commendation letters from one private developer, and then the other one was from the local GPE.
Okay.
Yeah. So stat board. So I was very fortunate that they actually put their trust on me. So until now, I actually still talk to them, even though I've really left the company as well as the project. So we still have a chat group together. We will still meet up each other, having dinner together. So those client relationship has to be built and has to be continued. Yeah, it doesn't stop when you left the company or when you have left the project.
Right.
Yeah. So because you will grow old together with this client. Yeah.
Very old.
You will grow old together.
Wow.
And don't be so. I think we have to respect all levels. So I think don't just spend time to just do the job well to show to the C-suite level that you can do the work. I think we have to respect the working level as well from the client side, the contractor side. I think all parties.
Definitely.
Yeah, eventually they are the ones who's going to help you and bring business to your company. They will refer you. Trust me.
Yeah, you made a very good point about not just working for your boss, right? But also taking care and also respecting the different levels of the working class.
Correct.
Which means, like, for example, like your subordinates, your drafters, all these people are very, very important to a project.
Exactly.
Yeah, you cannot take them for granted as well.
Yeah, so when it comes to finishing the project, let's not just take the credit to yourself. You have to thank even your drafters, BIM modelers as well. Without all these people, you are not able to finish the project. You're not able to make the project a success. Yeah. So I think that probably I feel is a personal brand for myself. Yeah, because because I like to network. Yeah. So I just bring these people together with me. So I think that will be the next business strategy that I'm building for my division. Yeah. Don't just bring the management level. The junior levels have to start to learn, how to run businesses and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So just shiftly nicely to the next topic, right? Maybe your current role as the Technical Director at WSP. Could you share a little bit more about this role and how you are, what are you working towards, especially in the firm?
So I would really thank my previous employer in both SIA Architects and also Gensler, because they gave me a lot of opportunity to helm the role in business development. Yeah, so business development is not just preparing tender bids and all that. You have to think about the proposal as well. How are you going to run? How are you going to get these projects from the client? How are you going to win projects, from public tender? A lot of cold callings as well to we call it blue sky clients, blue sky opportunities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So so you do a lot of things like that to bring more business to companies. So because if every company and everyone has their own KPI, So because of that, I think with that knowledge, it came quite easily for me when I came in as a technical director in architecture and planning. So a lot of, I think brainstorming of strategies came quite easily for me. So in this case, in this current role, there's a lot of market research that I have to do, market research and then identifying emerging opportunities. I think when I came in, I also had to sign a few projects. Yeah.
SQP, right?
SQP, and these projects were quite big. So they are all like MRT projects, infrastructure projects. Yeah. So a lot of things that came to me actually was continuation of what I did in SAA and Gensler. It's just that now it's in bigger scale. Yeah. I think a lot of financial modeling as well. Yeah, so you have to know how to calculate your EBITDA, how are you going to cut down your overheads, so how much you have to make per month, per year. So those are the things that you have to take care now as a management. Yeah, so I think that's slightly different from what I did in Gensler and also SAA.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, very, very interesting. So that's why I said the training in that I had in when I did Master of Real Estate actually helped a lot.
It's sort of coming full circle in a way. Like maybe, your skills that you learned long time ago are coming back into,
Exactly, it's coming back. So you ask yourself, when am I going to use standard deviation, variation? Yes, now. It's now. So the statistics that you learn in real estate actually helped. Yeah. So a lot of Excel, financial modeling. Previously, I learned about this Monte Carlo simulation, but we don't use it here.
Oh, what's that actually?
It's like another way of doing your like financial modeling.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's another software like Argus software to help you, but but I only use Excel sheet to help me with the financial modeling because eventually you just need to know what's your EBITDA, what is your ROI, things like that. Yeah. So very interesting. Yeah. So now there will be a lot of client relationship meeting. How do you get business? How do you connect with new clients?
Right.
Yeah. So quite fun. Yeah, I really enjoy what I'm doing right now.
So do you miss designing or not yet?
I am still involved in design. We are still involved in design as well as projects. Because I think along the way there will be issues with the clients, issues with the project as well. So you have to actually step in. Step in and help out a little bit. Because if you're too detached from projects, right? I feel that your subordinates or the staff will feel a bit jaded. Yeah, why am I doing this alone? So what is my technical director doing? Yeah, so you're supposed to help me, right?
Yeah.
So give me solutions and all that. So I will still have to be quite involved in projects and design.
Right. So the team is so they're overseeing how many roughly a scale? How many
I think
architects?
now architects, the team is actually pretty small, about 20 plus, but we are trying to expand to more than that. Yeah. Yeah. So actively hiring as what you can
guys
see.
want to be hired by Jean, you know what to do, right?
Yeah. So because we got a few
who are you
new
looking
projects.
for? Who are you looking for? Maybe just
Okay, we are looking for like definitely fresh grads, energetic fresh grads as well as associate level. Yeah. So I have been interviewing quite a few candidates as well. Yeah.
So you're currently, how's the experience like interviewing people actually? I'm quite curious because usually when you want to be interviewed, and then maybe you can share a little bit about what you guys are looking for in terms of when you come to interview, right? Obviously you're already being shortlisted. That means there's some sort of potential.
Yep.
But what actually stands you apart from the other candidates who are interviewed as well?
Okay, definitely I will look at the portfolio because the projects that WSP does is more infrastructure, a lot of data center. Yes, we need someone who has experience in doing data center. If you have experience doing industrial projects, business park, that is a plus point.
Yeah.
If you're QP, the best. That's the best. And if you've done business development, you are someone that we are looking for. So we are looking for a very well-rounded person who can do business development, who can go out and actually talk to clients, as well as to get more projects, can run projects and design. Yeah, so you can see that the kind of people that we're looking for is pretty rare.
Yeah.
It's a rare gem. So if I find someone like that, we'll definitely give them a very good remuneration.
So you heard that from Jean first, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I think it's well deserved,
definitely.
yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's I think since now I'm in the management, I can actually have that kind of executive decision making. And I can actually advise
to set the
standard,
remuneration.
because they did not know that the fresh grad pay has increased so much. Yeah. So you have to actually advise the HR, hey, I think we have what you're offering is a pre-COVID salary. Can we review this?
Yes.
Yeah, because now that I'm in SIA-YAL, I do have because I'm also involved in the salary survey research. So looking at that, hey, why are we so lowly paid as compared to other professions? Something has to be done. So now I have the power to change, right?
Which is a very, very interesting position to be in.
Yeah. So because now I still consider myself as pretty young.
You're not young. You're young, but senior in terms of knowledge and experience. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm still below 40.
It's okay. You don't know age, right?
Yeah. So you have the power to change. Just use it wisely.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've been telling the management as well as the HR, can we please review this? Otherwise, you will never get good candidates.
Which is the right decision.
Yeah. You have to pay top dollars for good candidates.
But it's actually ultimately what the candidates bring value. How do they bring value to your company?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's how much that tallies with the actual remuneration amount.
Yeah.
It has to be competitive with other companies as well.
Yeah. So being that said, right, we have to also review the salary internally as well. Because you cannot bring in external parties with better pay without taking care of your existing staff.
Yes.
So we are looking at that as well. Yeah, it has to match the market rate, if not better.
So matching the market rate for remuneration, also checking whether this candidate kind of matches the culture as well, the working culture.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very important for you guys, right?
Correct. Yes. Yeah, I think when the candidates came in, there are all sorts of people who came in unprepared. Others are a bit too. I'm not sure. I think really just not.
Just try luck in a
Just
sense.
trying their luck. It just doesn't seem to me that they need this job.
So on CV it looks okay. Portfolio is fine.
Okay.
But when they come in person, they don't seem very prepared, or they don't seem very enthusiastic or very eager to get the role, is it?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Some of them. Surprisingly, the good candidates were all female.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they can speak well. Yeah. Yeah. So it's very tough, very tough to get senior architects these days. Yeah. I think we are still interview quite a few candidates. And let's see how. Yeah.
Yeah. Hope we can get the right candidate to your company.
I need a right hand man.
Yeah. Or woman.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So now you mentioned about YAL, Young Architects League.
Yep.
Maybe you can share a little bit about what your role is currently.
Okay, yeah. So I'm still serving my term as the YL co-chair, alongside with my counterpart Bianca Gill, and the chairman is actually Wen Tian.
Yes.
You know him as well. Yeah. So I think my term will end probably this year, if I'm not this year. Yeah. So I'm actually the lead, taking care of design as well as institution trust. Yeah. So I do have like the two heads to help me with. I think organizing all the activities and events. Yeah, so it's actually quite fun.
Yeah.
But behind the scene, there's a lot of works to be done. So we, I think, again because of the participation in SIA-YAL, there are certain things that I know that have to change in the company. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah.
One example of that, maybe something that you realized in YAL that made you change something in WSP or before that?
I feel that architects either are just two introverts. I feel that the entire fraternity is not united. So if you are a spy in in law and as well as this medicine telegram, you find that they are pretty they are quite close knit. Yeah, as compared to us. If you are, I think one of the member in the Telegram, you see that there's a lot of war of words. Why is this even happening in the first place? Why are we still arguing about this? You know?
Do you feel like we need a dialogue, like in person?
Yes, perhaps. Yes.
I mean, for myself, I'm waiting for the opportunity to have the conversation. I mean, hopefully through the podcast, we can actually share this as well. But I guess what we need as architects in Singapore, especially for my own personal opinion, is we need to sit down together and talk about it.
Correct, yeah.
War over words it doesn't really help.
It doesn't help.
You can't even tell the person's tone, you can't tell the person's expression.
Yeah, yes.
And you can't get the opportunity to hear other people's stories as well.
Yeah, correct. I understand the frustration because I was in that shoes before.
Yeah.
I think I had it worse. I think clients threw things at me, you know. Threw things, physical object and threw it to you. Yeah. So those things was quite common few years back. Yeah. But if you want to do it now, you're gonna get cancelled.
Yeah, correct.
so
don't
at
do
least
it. Don't throw things.
Don't throw things, please. Yeah, please keep calm and keep yourself composed.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm glad that kind of culture has slowly died down. But that does not mean that it did not happen and won't happen again. Yeah. So we have to stay united.
Yes.
Yeah, stay united.
What are the plans that are coming that you can foresee help address this issue? Or is it still under the works or something?
It is definitely still under the works. I guess that a lot of people are still they're still sitting on the fence, on who to help, whether they want to support SIA-YAL or just sitting on the fence or just want to leave the industry as soon as they can.
Yeah.
I can feel that most of them have less or lost confidence in architecture. I think this definitely is not something that SIA-YAL or myself can help. We need everyone to be involved. Yeah. The reason why I joined SIA-YAL because I complain too much. I complained to SIA-YAL before. Why are you not doing the? So I think the chairman invited me to actually join.
Yes, I think same for me as well. I think I complained on Instagram when I ran my Instagram profile. I also was approached by Wen Tian. So that I also try to play my part, in creating the Telegram group and everything.
Yeah.
But I think I also left lah.
Yes.
I'm trying to do other things lah, like the podcast and also my own initiatives as well.
Yeah, sure.
And I do see YL growing. And I think what is important is to keep it simple lah.
Yes.
We don't grow too much and then we lose touch of each person, and we give opportunities for them to come back together and sit in the same area, just chat.
Yes.
Like friends, and then afterwards talk about issues.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I think I'll probably see this as another networking and another way to engage with the young ones.
Yes.
Yeah, because the millennial needs to still talk to the Gen Z and Alpha,
we
right?
need to cross pollinate.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So it was also quite fun that we also get some traction from the younger ones as well who wanted to help. Yeah. So I think it's time for people like me to step down and give pay it forward.
Yes.
Pay it forward for the younger ones to step into. Perhaps they have a better idea on how to improvise this entire YL. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, it was quite fun. Yeah, I like what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I also only have 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And a lot of works as well.
So for juggling so many different roles and responsibilities, what would your advice be to anybody who's experiencing the same thing, trying to juggle between a lot of different things? How do you measure time?
I will usually just I think I have an understanding with my spouse. So for work days, let's focus on our own career. If you want to meet friends or you want to have any social activities, we do it during weekends. We do it during work days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so after work hours and all that, if you need to meet clients for any social events and all that, we do it during work days. So weekends is more for personal improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, personal improvement, sports, hobbies.
And also with your spouse lah.
with my spouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. But today is an exception.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, my husband is he's also a hard worker. So there are days that we don't talk to each other until the next day because he's working on US markets and all that.
Yeah.
But that is the sacrifice that you have to take when you're young. We don't want to regret because of certain opportunity or certain things that we don't want to take our plunge on. Yeah.
Yeah, I also see a lot of fresh grads. No offense to you all, but do take risks. Yeah, because it's really important to just try other than architecture, try other things.
Try other things.
Yeah, maybe
yes,
who knows your love for another skill or hobby can actually integrate with architecture and also enhance the way we work as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because after work, it's I think the remaining 4-5 hours is where I think you want to hone your hobbies. You want to do readings, meet. I think for networking and so I think it's the best time to do it. So I will encourage all my architecture friends to do it as well, because I don't see architects going out for networking. Maybe they're still doing OT in the office, but you have to control your time. Yeah, you have to control your time. Maybe you finish your work after that networking and all that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe out of your whole batch, how many of them are still in architecture, you say?
I think in mine, I probably think about 60% are still in architecture.
That's not bad actually.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's not bad. I think because they work very hard to be in the management role. I think once you're in the management role, you feel that you do have the power
the
to
impact
make
as well. Yeah.
that impacts well. Yeah. So I guess that's the reason why most of my matchmates are still in the industry. But those who left the industry have done a lot of great works as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like businesses, like global businesses. Some of them are in financial institution, doing cryptocurrency and all that. Yeah, so very interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think the architecture actually helps you to think creative, and also to shape who you are. Yeah, so it's actually the attitude. The EQ, SQ was something that the I think architecture has actually helped us. Yeah. I think with the rigor of architecture, you will know how to do your time management. We would definitely have the resiliency as well. Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. The light, the burning the midnight oils and all that is nothing new. If you want to start business, this is something your time and personal time is something that you have to sacrifice.
But I think it's also knowing their own limits as well.
Yes.
Yeah, physical limits as well as mental limits. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, I think that's not compared to other industry like law as well as medicine.
Yes.
They have their own struggle as well. Please go and read all the Reddits or Telegram. So that's where they review all the all the true hardship about being in those industries. So I think all professions would have that same issues as well. Yeah.
Maybe you want to shift gears a little bit. Just curious about what are your thoughts about AI and sustainability? These buzzwords are happening.
Yeah. Okay. So AI wise, it's not just about ChatGPT and all that. I think currently in where I'm working at, we do look at things like Microsoft Designer, we have also included AI.
Yep.
Yeah. So those are the things that actually help you to give better prompts. Yeah. I think to give better prompt is something that we have to train ourselves as well.
There's this thing called prompt engineering.
Exactly. Yes. So it's really not just ChatGPT and all that. I would say that if you don't know anything about AI, that's where you're gonna lose out because everyone's doing it. Yeah. So if you have experience using Canva and all that, you can see that there's this magic, right? I think magic video and all that. So it's very interesting. Yeah. So they can actually sort of read your mind, Then you can tweak accordingly. Yeah. So for me, it's something that the architect has to harness. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also going to participate in the YAL AI hackathon
the
thing.
hackathon, yes.
Yeah. It's happening soon.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. How about sustainability?
Sustainability. Okay, so I think the buzzword is not just sustainability.
It's a lot of things,
I think net zero carbon,
yes.
decarbonization. So that's something that I guess the government has been pushing as well. This does not mean that I think we have to work together, the engineers, to make this a success. So it's not something that the architect can do alone.
Yeah.
We also need buy-ins from the developer. I think a lot of companies like MNCs, think like Capel and all that, they have been championing this. I think one thing that I would like to highlight is that you have to think about how to do innovative financing models for all this sustainable development.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, we have to bring in the banks. So I think now in WSP, we have been working together with the mechanical engineers as well as these external parties to like develop a software that can actually do something like that. Yeah. So we have to actually involve the financier.
Right.
Yeah, financier as well. Because there's really I know there's a growing demand on sustainable developments, as well as because it's also driven
It's
by
going to be the new trend. Actually, talk about like a lot of different parts of aspects of sustainability.
Yes.
Like net zero, like even like thinking about embodied carbon. Wow,
Yeah.
so many things, And I think it's becoming a new discipline altogether.
Correct. Yeah, but I wouldn't say that I'm an expert in this matter. I'm trying to learn that as well.
Same here.
Yeah, because you like it or not, these are the requirements in all the TCOT in a public tender.
Yeah.
You have to implement it anyway. So if you don't know anything about this, you're gonna lose out. Yeah. I think in terms of I think working with the private developer, you talk about perhaps green bonds, sustainability linked investments and all that. So there were a lot of I think companies like that start to mushroom in Singapore as well as in I think in global setup. Yep.
Yeah, so it's always a matter of lifelong learning actually.
Exactly. So it's really not just architecture. This is about economics as well. Yeah.
Very important skill.
Very
knowledge.
important skill. So maybe in the next 5 years there's going to be new buzzword, but essentially these are all linked to sustainability. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe you can just end the podcast. Maybe share a little bit of advice to fresh grads or even young architects who are maybe facing the same journey as you or challenges as you.
I guess okay. So maybe just reflecting on my experiences and perhaps my involvement in a few professional organization, if this is an advice that I would give to my younger self, I probably say just go out and meet new people. Just don't be intimidated, because I think when I was quite at those age in my 20s, I was pretty intimidated. Because you're new to the industry, you feel that this is a male-dominated industry and you should not talk. Yeah, you should not give your 2 cents. But I think if I had that chance again, I'll probably just talk more. Yeah.
That's a very good advice.
Yeah, I would think that networking is extremely important. Please don't underestimate the power of networking.
Yeah, please do not stay in office too often. And after you work, right, maybe spend some time to meet and talk to colleagues. Even during work, right, actually you can just walk around, talk to your engineer, talk to architects.
Yes.
And then go for a tea break, come back and continue working.
Yes, please be nice to your quantity surveyor and engineers.
Yeah.
They are the ones who are going to help you in your work. And sometimes they may link you to your next the employer or your new clients. Sometimes they'll bring business to the company. Yeah, just because you and those engineers have very good rapport, good team dynamics as well. I think us as the architect has to be the person who bond the entire multidisciplinary.
Like they always say, the architect is always in charge of everything.
Correct.
So it's just not only just leading a project, but also talking to everybody, make sure that the morale is high.
Correct. Yes.
Driving the objectives.
Yes. Yeah. So I think having a good EQ is actually extremely important.
Yes.
Don't just
underrated. Yeah.
Exactly. So don't just yell to your engineers and prove
please
that
don't
you're
yell
right.
to engineers. They'll yell back.
Yes. No, just be nice. Just I think it helps a lot.
I think ultimately everyone is also a bit stressed. So when you portray that stress to somebody else through your words, the angry words or stressful words, right? They also can get that feedback. They also sense that fear and also tiredness from you.
Correct, because I think it takes more energy and courage for you to be calm and composed as compared to showing your aggression.
Especially when it's tough.
Yes, yeah. So you as the leader, I think one day you are in management role, you are not able to do that. You cannot just yell and spew certain words. Yeah, so you have to remain composed and charismatic.
Alright.
Yeah, that actually sets you apart from the rest of your peers.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yes.
thank you, Jean, so much for coming on the episode. Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Gabriel.